Discover Hexello, a captivating hex placement and capture tabletop game inspired by the timeless classic Othello. Designed for 2 or more players, it challenges you to strategically outmaneuver opponents and conquer the board with your own thriving biome. Best of all, you'll just need the source system to play. Your objective? Be the first player to place all your hexes on the board. This video is a walkthrough of setup and rules, so you can jump straight in. All you need to play Hexello is the source system, which includes edges to set boundaries, the hexes to create a play area and what will be used to play, and tiles to block off areas of the board. Here's how to set up. First, create a hexagonal grid with 6 edges for a standard game. Second, cover the entire board with a plentiful biome hex to create a play area. Use multi-hexers to speed up the setup. For example, I can use 3 24 hexers to quickly cover most of the board, then fill in the remaining spaces with single hexes. Third, add tile barriers. Place tiles randomly across the board to act as barriers or blocks to players placing hexes. These create strategic choke points to the board and add variability. Lastly, distribute 15 single hexes of a unique biome for each player. For example, I give one player 15 clay, another gets 15 stone, and a third gets 15 sand hexes. You can distribute more or less hexes if you are looking for a longer or shorter game time. Now you're ready to play. You should have a hex grid with a base layer, scattered tile barriers, and each player holding their stack of hexes. To begin, randomly select the starting player, then proceed with turns in a clockwise direction. The first player places a hex either at the center of the board or within 1 hex distance. From then on, each turn unfolds as follows. Place a hex from your personal supply on the board. It must connect adjacently to at least 1 existing hex from any player. No isolated placements are allowed. When placing a hex, you have the opportunity to capture your opponent's positions. To achieve this, your newly placed hex must form a straight line of consecutive opponent hexes leading directly to one of your existing hexes. If successful, remove the captured opponent hexes, return them to their respective owners, and immediately replace them with hexes from your own supply. For instance, if I place my clay hex in a spot where 2 opponent hexes sit in a straight line between it and another one of my hexes, I remove those 2 enemy hexes, hand them back to their owners, and fill in the spaces with 2 hexes of my own. A crucial rule: you can only execute a capture if you have sufficient hexes remaining in your supply to replace all the captured positions. For example, if the sand player has just 3 hexes left but the capture would require placing 4, that move is invalid. This means that victory comes only by placing exactly the number of hexes you started with onto the board. The first player to successfully place all their hexes wins. That's everything you need to play Hexello. Games are quick, so you can play again and again and again. Find more Hexello and other games at sourcetavern.com or join our Discord. Links are in the description. This is Salpy, helping you capture your next adventure.